Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your host Akshay, back with another video, and this is part 3 of us solving through the Sysco machine, which is on HackSmarter platform, and it is a medium rated Active Directory machine. For those guys who haven't watched the last part yet, I would highly suggest you guys to watch part 1 and part 2, as you would feel relatable here. But even if you don't, that's completely alright. You will learn a lot here in this part as well. I'll just give a brief overview of what we have did in the last part. In the last part, we were able to retrieve a password, and we reused that password with a users.txt file that we created, which contained a list of users in the Active Directory domain. Then we got a hit, and which was for the user Greg.shields. And from there, now let's just see. We are going to start from here and do a full complete domain compromise. Let's first start up BloodHound. For those of you guys who do not know about BloodHound, think of it like Active Directory Google Maps. It helps you map out your attack paths, and I have said it many times in my previous videos as well. I will just rename my terminal as terminal. And for the information, I have started my machine, and I have also connected with the VPN. And here is here is my RDP session, where we got the password from the putty shortcut file on the properties. When we do the properties tab, we get the password right there, and from there, let's just carry on. Just wanted to show you guys where I got the password. This is the one password which we got, and we use this password against a list of users just to show you the user.txt what we created. These are the 3 user.txt that I have created, and we tested, and we got a hit for this user Greg.shields. Now let's see what permissions he has on BloodHound. Sudo, and the command for it is sudo bloodhound start. Before, it used to be really tough, I would say, not tough I would say, but a hectic task, because you needed to start neo4j database, connect it with your bloodhound, and a lot of stuff like that. But now the Kali developers seem to have made it easier for us. So until the bloodhound starts, I also encourage you guys to try out the machine on your own. I would like to explain each and every point here for this machine, what we have done. Let's just wait for the bloodhound to start. It will just take a minute or so. I'll make it full screen for you guys also. So just to make sure, hope you guys are able to see it clearly. Okay, so our bloodhound is now started. I'll open on the Firefox browser. And my password is super secure password, guys. It's very secure, very secure. It is password123. Let's just log in. Just a minute, it will take for logging in. Yep, so we are now logged in, and I would like to check the permission for Greg.shields user, because that's the one that we got the compromise for. Greg.shields, and here is the one, and as you can see, I've marked him as owned in the last part as well. Now we have an outbound object control. This means that this user does have control over something. Let's see what it is. Okay, so we have an outbound object control over the default domain policy. Now let's just see it in graphically, and I'll tell you what this exactly means. So we do see that this user Greg.shields is a member of the group policy creators group, which is a group that has generic all permissions over the default domain policy. Now we can abuse this permission. How? The steps would be like, you need to create a task. When if the domain policy, you can create a task that pushes this user greg.shields to the domain admins group. This is basically what we are going to do. But generally what people do for CTF machines or labs is they create a new user. But I do not like to do that because I don't consider that OPSEC friendly. Even this, for the matter of fact, is not really OPSEC friendly. And considering OPSEC, this is not really something which you would like to do as a pen tester or as a red teamer. But since this is a machine and we have to compromise the domain admin, we will do that. But in a real world scenario, I would highly encourage you guys to take a step back and see what else you can do. Do not absolutely go for domain admin before lunch, we say. That's the kind of mindset you need. Your stealth, if stealth is the motive you go for, never do this. But since this is a machine, let's just go for it. And let's see what BloodHound tells us how we can abuse this generic all. Let's go for Linux abuse. And as you can see, guys, with full control, I'm not sure if you guys are able to see. Yeah, I think, yeah. So there is a script, Python script, pygpuabuse.py, that can be used for this purpose, and they have provided us with a link. Now let's just click on it and see what it does. Now this is a GitHub link, and we do see this is a Python script, and how we can use it is add domain user and add to domain admins via domain controller. And for this we need the GPO ID, which we can get it through BloodHound. So the GPO ID is very easily available to us. Then we need to give a task name, the secured something, we could give anything for that matter of fact, the domain controller IP, and the command we need to give it, and dash filter enabled. Okay, I get it. Now what we are going to do is we just git clone this. We will use it. I'll just clear this up, and we do a git clone and do this, enter, and now we cd into the pygp abuse directory. And since it seems that there is a requirement.txt file, whenever you see this, we just create a virtual environment, and the command for that is python 3 -m venv, and this one. I'll just hit enter. Now we are in the virtual environment. I would like to first install the requirements.txt file, so I will go for pip3 install -r requirements.txt. So -r is for installing all the requirements. We'll get that off. And meanwhile this is doing its job, I would like to see the GPO ID for this. So the GPO ID of the default domain policy, you need to provide it. We go here, and this object ID is your default this GPO ID. I believe that's the right thing, and I think that must have done by now. Yep. Now let's just do a python 3 pygpo abuse.py. Just ignore the command because I have done it. Yep. So we can do it now. I will just copy the command from there. So there is, just go for the basic usage, advanced usage. This is the one that I'll, not this one. Yeah, this one. I'll just copy this right here, and we'll just paste in right here. I will just remove the comments. Just give me a minute. So the commands would be your user that you control, and the domain for us would be Cisco. I think I'll clear this just so that you can see Cisco.local, and the user we control is Greg.shields, and his password, I don't remember the password. I will just copy that right from here. uh, it is this one. Let's just copy this, go here, and we'll paste it in the quotes just so that there is no issue with parsing it. Then we need to provide the GPO ID. BloodHound has a lot of job and a lot of tasks, and it makes it easier for us. And that is why I just really like BloodHound. And we'll copy this GPO ID and paste it right here. The task name, anything, we could give it a security update. Now we need to provide the domain controller IP, which would be, I'll copy it from here and paste it here, and the command. So we are going to add an existing user to a domain admins group. Let's just remove this new user add group, and we are going to add net group domain admins, and the user that we'll be adding is Lane.Murray, because just if you remember guys, we have an RDP session already in here, so that would be the most easiest way to do it. So I would go for a Lane.Murray, if that's right. I'm pronouncing the name, sorry. Yeah, so it is /add, and the DNS name would be dc01.cisco.local. And let me just explain the command to you guys. So it is Python 3 pygpbios.py script. We are using the domain name here, the user that we control, and his password. And then the GPO ID, we have specified it. We are pushing a task to the default domain policy named security update, and we have specified the domain controller IP and the command. Basically, what we are doing is we are adding a task to a domain default domain policy that we are going to add this user to the domain admins group. Now, one thing to keep here in mind is when you push this update here, you also need to, okay, we do get an SMB connection error. I think that is just because, uh, let me check. Interesting error. We do get something. SMB dc01.cisco.local. Meanwhile, I'll go to my etc host file just so I'll confirm that as well. Yep, that is right. Cisco.local, dc01.cisco.local. That is right, I believe. Let's try that again. I think I have something with the name issue, because that's the error that we get. So what I am going to do is I'll just copy this from here and then go right over here and We do get an assembly connection error. Interesting. Now, why are we getting this error? We need to check this. Maybe just because I specified the password this way. Let's do the other way. Just give it a this way. Okay, same error. Ah, just missed an S here, guys. These are the small mistakes that we make, but no worries, guys. Now we will be able to do this as well. And the moment we hit enter, we will. Now, what is okay? Interesting. We get another error. Now, let's just see why this error. Because the GPO ID, it seems we have given it wrong. I do get confused sometimes with the GPO ID in Bloodhound, but let's just go here and check with our Bloodhound again. And uh, maybe this is the one that we are looking for. I will copy this and just check with this as well and hit enter. And I think this should work well. Yep. So we have created a scheduled task now, guys. Now, one thing to note that I was telling and I was interrupted before is that GPU updates take generally an hour to get updated. But what we can do is, since we have an RDP session here, we can push the GPU update on the domain controller, and the command for it is GP update. As simple as that. And we are going to force a GP update so that the group policy gets updated just now. The command is gp update /force. So the group policy is getting updated now, guys. The moment it gets updated, we are a domain admin now. Let's just see if we are able to access the administrator. See users administrator. We do get an access denied. Now let's try again. Go for an sorry. Now for this, we need to see if we are able to access this way first. That is what I would like to see, since we have pushed the GP update. Okay, so we do get an USE prompt, which means that the tokens have not been updated yet, I believe. So I will just use the command prompt, log off and log in once again, just so that the tokens get updated. I'll do that again. Just hit enter. And now I think we should be able to access as administrator. Let's do open a command prompt, cd c users. We'll cd into administrators. We do get an access denied here again. Interesting, guys. This should have worked, but it didn't. But let's see what have we done wrong. Let me just check. Cisco.local Greg Shields GPO ID is right. Task name is right. Net group domain admins Lane Murray /add. Let's do a net group command, net domain admins command, net user uh, domain admin. Okay, net group, I think. I'm very bad in remembering commands. I think I need to check it up. PowerShell, sorry, CMD command to check domain admins group. Net group domain admins. I'll just copy that one, yeah, and paste it here. Now we can see that we are we are a domain admin right now. This should work now, guys. Pretty sure it should. Let's try with the PowerShell. Okay, we do not get an error here. Let's try doing an ls. We get an access denied here, but we are we are a domain administrator on this machine. So why is it that we are not able to access it? Let's uh, cd into administrator. Let's do a gp update force again. Let's update the new policy again. And let's do a dir now. Still access denied. Let's check. What does this say? This should work pretty much. Do we have evil WinRM access as the user lane dot mover? Yep, so we do have evil WinRM access. Let's try using that as well. Evil WinRM, and the interface would be dc01.cisco.local. The user is lane.mover, and the password is, let's just copy it from here. Hit enter. Let's do cdc users cd into administrator. Do an ls. Yep, so it is working right here, guys, as we can see. Just give me a minute. Now what we are going to do is, since we are a domain admin now on this machine, the flag is on the desktop. We are going to go to the desktop and Not sure really why RDP did not work, but no worries. Anyways, we are able to access the DC as administrator. Let's do an ls, and here is your root.txt file. Now let's just see what is the flag. Just I would suggest not copying the flags and doing the machine on your own. That would give you really good idea and understanding of the machines. Root.txt, and here is our root flag, guys. Now we have successfully completed this machine, and what do you think about it, guys? I really felt good about this machine, and it is quite realistic, isn't it? Like, we do tend to put passwords in places where we think that we only have access to, but which is very important is considering the fact that you should enforce strong security measures in your domain, which is very important, guys. Now, with that said, do let me know how you feel about the video, guys, and if you have any doubts, do let me know in the comment section below. With that said, I highly encourage you guys to try this machine on your own, and do like, share, subscribe, and do all the YouTube algorithm things. We will keep posting new videos, and I'll hope to see you soon in the next one, guys. Thank you.